Tonight on KPVI News at 5, you may be seeing more patrols on the road as officers enforce Idaho's seatbelt law. And a new flight to California from Idaho Falls took to the skies today. KPVI News at 5 starts now.
You're watching KPVI News at 5. KPVI News at 5. News that works for you.
Good evening and thanks for watching tonight. I'm Matt Davenport.
And I'm Misty England. Our top story tonight, Bonneville County and Power County Sheriff's deputies are taking part in a statewide effort to increase seatbelt use in Idaho. Now through Memorial Day weekend, additional patrols will be going on in high traffic areas to enforce Idaho's seatbelt law and educate drivers about why it's important to use them. According to the Idaho Transportation Department, in 2020, there were 86 people killed in crashes in Idaho that were not wearing seatbelts. Seatbelts have an effective survival rate of almost 50%. Grants through ITD's Office of Highway Safety are helping to fund those extra patrols. Well, here's a word I think we're familiar with, Doug. Wind. I think that's back on the agenda.
Yes, definitely back on the agenda. It's been kind of windy all day long. Well, it's going to get even windier tomorrow, especially. That high wind watch that we had out for Thursday has been a change to a wind advisory. So likely now we will see strong winds as high as 55 miles per hour. That's the peak gusts we could see across East Idaho. And this wind advisory stretches all the way to Boise. So if you're going to be traveling west, you'll have to deal with this wind for sure. The advisory goes into effect at 6 o'clock in the morning and will run through the better part of tomorrow evening. Right now, as I mentioned, a little windy out there in spots, especially over in Idaho Falls, 23 mile per hour wind speed. Temperatures still in the 70s, but not for too much longer. We'll talk forecast a little more on this storm system that's moving in coming up.
Okay, thank you very much, Doug. Teton County, Wyoming is working to improve the gravel section of Spring Gulch Road next week. Monday and Tuesday, the road will be closed to install a large culvert from Riva Ridge and Bar BC Road. Area construction is expected to continue into early July. You can contact Teton County Engineering with questions.
A new flight to California from Idaho Falls took to the skies today. The inaugural Allegiant flight from Idaho Falls to Orange County kicked off today with a traditional water salute that consists of airport firefighting vehicles shooting arches of water over an aircraft as it taxis along the runway. With the addition of this new flight, Allegiant now offers nonstop flights to 6 destinations, the most of any airline at the Idaho Falls Airport. The new flights will operate twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
The Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater has announced more performances this summer. Brent Scallions and Josie Scott will be in Pocatello July 8th, performing the best of their albums, Fuel and Saliva. Craig Morgan has made a name for himself as a country music icon, TV personality, outdoorsman, and Army veteran. He'll be hitting Pocatello July 9th. Tickets are available starting tomorrow, the 19th, at idahoconcertseries.com.
Idaho's Hometown Hero Medal Ceremony and Gala is back for its 10th year after 2 years off due to the pandemic. This year's theme is Resilience in Uncertain Times. The selected medalists will be honored at the celebration September 10th at the Stevens Performing Arts Center in Pocatello. Nominations are open now and will be accepted until July 30th at jrmfoundation.org.
Applications are also currently being accepted for an upcoming event at Station Square in Pocatello. The Squared Investors Pitch event will be September 17th. This free event will cover how to get funding for a business. To submit an application, go to squaredinvestorspitch.com.
The Idaho Museum of Natural History on Idaho State University's Pocatello campus is offering free admission to active military and their family. Starting this Saturday, May 21st, Armed Forces Day, and ending September 5th, the museum will join others in the 13th Summer of Blue Star Museums. That program gives free admission to those currently serving in the United States military and up to 5 of their family members. Uncle Jim's restaurant in Pocatello has been sold. The current owners posted on the restaurant's Facebook page that their last day will be Sunday, May 29th. The current owners have ran Uncle Jim's for 20 years. They said the new owners will announce their plans and opening dates in the future.
Call it Christmas in May for one classroom at Ingham Elementary. There were a lot of surprised faces this afternoon as first grade students returned from recess to Miss McKee's classroom. Students found wrapped packages waiting for them on their desks. These presents were from the Idaho Lottery and their classroom wish list program. Today, it was more than $1,800 in classroom supplies for Miss McKee's classroom. As the students opened the gifts, they found a new printer, a laminator with laminating pouches, dry erase markers, storage bins, magnetic letters, and more. These items will help Miss McKee start up a new classroom program.
I want to institute a science of reading program, and it had lots of color copies that needed made, and I didn't have a printer, and so I asked for a printer and paper and lamination and organization things and poppers with alphabets on them, and just fun activities for the kids to work with reading, just different hands-on things.
Members of the Idaho Lottery Commission and staff joined Executive Director Jeff Anderson in making the presentation. Money for the program comes from the lottery's VIP club members who can donate their points to the program. Idaho teachers can submit their wish list to the Idaho Lottery's website and the Lottery Commission, and staff will then pick a teacher's list and buy the items on their list.
I think it shows you what teachers, what they have in their heart for their children and the people of Idaho. And we're just trying to do our small part to shine our lamp, if you will, in a place where people can use it to shine their lives.
And if you are an Idaho teacher and would like to submit a wish list for next school year, you can find a link on this story on our website at kpvi.com.
You can still hit the lanes with KPVI. We've extended the deadline to sign up for Rally in the Alley happening this Saturday. We still have team spots available for the charity bowling tournament, so we'll continue taking entries this week. It's $120 per team, 4-person teams. Pick up and drop off entry forms at KPVI, Cole Chevrolet, Cole Nissan Kia, or Family Services Alliance. All money raised from the event goes to help Family Services Alliance and victims of domestic abuse. And we have a lot of awesome raffle baskets and prizes that we'll be giving away, so be sure you get signed up today. Well, we'll take a look at the issues and dangers of synthetic opioids across eastern Idaho. That's coming up next, but first let's check in with Doug Iverson. Doug.
And we're taking a look out the weather window. See it a little more than just clouds. In fact, reporting light rain up in Salmon right now as this front gets closer, and it's a strong one. We'll talk about the forecast there and what you can expect in your neighborhood coming up.
You're watching KPVI News at 5 with Matt Davenport, Misty England, and East Idaho's chief meteorologist Doug Iverson. KPVI News at 5, news that works for you. And now Storm Tracker weather with East Idaho's chief meteorologist Doug Iverson.
We're tracking a little bit of rain out there. I showed you the weather window for Salmon, some rain showers up in that neck of the woods. Gets a little heavier, a little more widespread just north of the border, north of Monida Pass. It looks like we have some rain just to the east of St. Anthony or just south of Ashton. Maybe in town you're seeing some sprinkles there. That will continue to blow off towards the northeast. And what most of us will see from this cold front, and it's a strong one, we're going to take about a 20-degree hit or so tomorrow in the high temperature department. That'll push us way below what we typically see for this time of year. And wind, that'll be the biggest concern with this. Very windy tonight. In fact, that wind may keep you up all night long, and even windier tomorrow where we have that wind advisory in effect. And it's going to impact the southern third of the state and then the panhandle. So that's how widespread this wind will be from that strong cold front. So conditions tonight will stay dry and will stay warmer than usual for nighttime lows. We shouldn't be this warm at night, at least. You can thank the wind and clouds for that. 53 is what we're expecting at Pocatello. That's in town. Cool spot, if you want to call it cool, for low temperature, St. Anthony at 49. Rain showers in the central mountains. Low temperature staying above freezing, well above freezing, barely above freezing in Stanley. So I wouldn't be surprised that rain there will turn to snow late tonight. Chances of rain for Island Park tonight. Jackson right now, we're seeing those showers over the southeastern corner of Fremont County and certainly some rain falling over the Tetons, but that could start to spread down lower in the lower elevations overnight. Mostly cloudy for the southeast highlands and a bit windy in spots as well. Low temperatures also warmer than usual. We'll stay in the 40s tonight. We're looking at only 48 tomorrow, so almost as warm tonight as it will be during the day tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about, this big temperature hit we're going to see, and very windy, especially for Downey, Lava, Ingham, Soda Springs. Gusts there as high as 55 miles per hour. We got a chance of rain during the daytime tomorrow for the highlands in western Wyoming. Temperatures only rising in the mid-30s in Yellowstone. Can always be cooler. Yeah, a little bit warmer than that over in Du Bois with a high of 52. And then a much cooler day for the central mountains, clouds and sunshine. We were in the 60s, upper end of the 60s, Mid to upper 40s for the most part tomorrow, and much cooler too for the Snake River Plain. A bunch of wind gusts as high as our actual temperature, 55 degrees with a 55-mile-per-hour wind gust tomorrow. So it will feel even cooler than the much cooler you see here. Southeast Idaho Chevy dealer's 7-day forecast looking ahead. Thankfully, Friday not quite as windy, but still on the cool side. Things start to settle down this weekend. We warm up just a little bit. Nice little temperature bump, though, by Tuesday at almost 80 next Wednesday. Can't wait, especially after tomorrow and Friday. Idaho Falls 7-day forecast. There's that wind advisory, as you can see from the alert. The wind will settle down quite a bit for Friday. We're looking at a mostly to partly sunny weekend. Temperatures rising into the 60s, and we'll start getting above average again, especially next Wednesday. The 7-day forecast for the Teton area. We got the chance of rain tomorrow and some wind as well. Oh yeah, you're going to get some of that. And then rain and snow for Friday. Then we warm up, we dry out a little bit this weekend. Temperatures well into the 60s by this time next week. Central mountains. Dry tomorrow and wind as well, especially windy for the Salmon area where we have the wind advisory. Rain, snow Friday, rain, snow going into the weekend. Coming out, we dry out and we start warming up a bit more starting on Monday. Brainstormers today, true or false? We're just, over halfway through the month of May. So far this month has been warmer than usual. Go to Facebook. We'll have the answer later on.
All right, thank you very much, Doug. Well, law enforcement continues to see a rise in drug cases and overdoses. A special look at what local agencies are doing coming up.
You're watching KPVI News at 5. KPVI News at 5. News that works for you.
The increase of overdose deaths caused by synthetic opioids is at a record high nationwide and here in eastern Idaho.
KPVI News that works for you journalist Kylie Gibson has been researching this issue locally for the last few weeks, and she joins us now live from the newsroom with more on this crisis. Kylie.
Across the country and in Idaho, law enforcement agencies continue to deal with a rise in drug cases and overdoses, specifically fentanyl. This is the first of a 3-part series called Fighting Fentanyl.
Something that is gripping our nation across the board. It's something that it's crippling, and it's something that it just takes control of you, and it's difficult to combat.
The fentanyl crisis is increasing significantly in eastern Idaho, with more pills making their way across our borders and the uptick in overdoses happening.
The fentanyl crisis in Idaho, frankly, across the Pacific Northwest and the West, it's an existential threat to the safety of our community, especially children and other casual drug users. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 100 times more powerful than morphine. The lethal amount is just 2 milligrams.
Just to put it into perspective, 1/100th of this standard business card is considered a lethal dose of fentanyl. These synthetic pills are being transported from China to the U.S.-Mexico border, where they are bought for about $1, and they are making their way to Idaho, where they are charging nearly $30 a pill.
Fentanyl, when it was designed as a painkiller, they have ways of controlling it at the pharmaceutical level so that they're ensuring the dosage rate. Well, now you have people who are not chemists that are mixing this stuff up in like concrete mixers and putting it in binder agents, and so they're getting way too much fentanyl into each tablet.
Counterfeit pills containing fentanyl are often made to look like prescription opioids, such as oxycodone, hydrocodone, or stimulants such as Adderall. These pills are often known on the streets as dirty 30s. Fentanyl increases the potency of these drugs, which makes them more likely to lead to an overdose.
When people overdose with fentanyl, it's like holding your breath, but without an end to it. And until we give a reversal medicine called Narcan, people just continue to hold their breath until it can actually kill you.
Naloxone, better known as Narcan, is a medicine that is designed to reverse opioid overdoses by binding to receptors in the brain that can reverse and block the effects of the opioid. Narcan is now an essential tool that first responders are having to use often.
I think on average, I would say we probably have to administer Narcan at least every couple days.
Narcan is available at most drugstores, so law enforcement agencies and first responders aren't the only ones who have access to the life-saving drug.
It seems like anytime we are in contact with, a user, whether it's through traffic stops and searching cars or searching people or the residents, we tend to find kits with Narcan, whether it's in the glove box or the center console, in their pockets or anywhere around their house.
Just the city of Pocatello alone has seen a significant increase in the amount of fentanyl circulating through the community. In 2019 and 2020, the department seized 0 fentanyl pills. Last year, they seized approximately 3,000 pills. And so far this year, they've seized over 10,000 pills.
Right now, there's a 30% chance that you could die from taking 1 pill.
So far this year, Bannock County has seen 6 overdose deaths related to fentanyl.
Fentanyl is here, it is present, it is lethal, and if you're not educating those around you, they're at risk.
I'll have part 2 of this series looking at how law enforcement deals with fentanyl in the streets. That's tomorrow on KPVI News at 5.
All right, thank you very much, Kylie. Kids in child care may not be as active as they should be. More on that in Health News that Works for You.
A new study finds that many children in child care facilities are not getting enough exercise. Researchers from Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center watched almost 100 child care centers and 131 Head Start programs. They found that only 43% of those programs met guidance for both the number of outdoor activities and the duration of those opportunities. The study also saw children were sedentary for considerable periods of time. National guidance recommends that young children get at least 2 daily outdoor activity opportunities lasting between 60 to 90 minutes.
And a new case study warns people to watch how much herbal supplements they take. The case report described a 56-year-old woman who started a regimen 6 times the recommended dose of hemp oil and mixed in berberine. She started experiencing dizziness and fainting and was diagnosed with a dangerous heart arrhythmia. Doctors found the cause was the herbal supplements. Well, fewer people around the world are choosing to light up. The new Tobacco Atlas was released today. It's produced through a partnership between the American Cancer Society and Vital Strategies, a global public health group. It revealed the number of cigarette smokers worldwide is down for the first time ever. There are still 1.1 billion cigarette smokers in the world, and 200 million more people still use other tobacco products. Well, McDonald's is adding another item to their menu just in time for summer. Details coming up.
You're watching KPVI News at 5. KPVI News at 5. News that works for you.
Get out the drool bucket. Okay, vanilla soft serve ice cream, yes.
Yep.
Chocolate covered pretzel bits,
yep.
Yes. Topped with caramel swirl.
Oh, sold. This is McDonald's new chocolatey pretzel McFlurry. Goes on sale starting May 25th. The company calls it the perfect combination of salty and sweet. It's the second sweet eat added to the menu recently with the glazed pull-apart donuts that were released earlier this month.
I'll take one of everything. Oh, man, that looks tasty.
Anything with caramel, I'm sold.
Absolutely. Yeah. Caramel or caramel?
I say caramel.
I don't know. All right, Doug, let's take a look at our brainstormers question.
Everything you could put in ice cream. I'll tell you what, you had me at that at least. Brainstormers today, true or false? More than halfway through the month, and it has been warmer than usual so far.
Ooh, I'm going to go false on that one.
False? I haven't even turned on my sprinklers. I'm going false as well.
And Kiana, she's thinking the same thing, false.
Okay.
And it looks like that's kind of the leaning, quite a bit of the leaning on Facebook, 80%. Good job, everyone. Slightly cooler than usual.
Yes, but I'll be turning them on this weekend. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 10.